That's why it's always good, you know what I'm saying, to eat a lot of fruit. Like people don't, I feel like a lot of people don't incorporate enough fruit in their diet
Oh
because
yeah. Oh
they
yeah.
don't realize that like all the fruit that you eat, like watermelon has buku water in it, buku H2O in it.
Mm-hmm.
Grapes have a lot of water in them.
Berries hold that water.
Berries,
Yep.
kiwis have a lot of water in them,
Oh yeah,
a lot of
kiwis are
nutrients
really
in
good.
them. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. But people think that you gotta drink a whole bunch of water like from a bottle when it's not even really the natural way of really getting your water intake. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The
And what we
natural way
miss
is
is
through
like that
fruits.
water that we drink out the bottle has a lot of deficiencies. It doesn't have all the natural minerals that come from the water that's in fruits or
Right.
natural spring water that like comes off of rocks, because the rocks is what provides the minerals to the water.
Right.
We drinking processed water. So
Hey, bro. Speaking of natural spring water, I went on a hike out here, bro. It was it was on Angels Highway. It's out by Angels Highway. It's super far, like 2 hours from where I'm at. But went out there with one of my coworkers. We went on a hike, um, and we were on the hike, and it was extreme. It was a creek. This is it led to a waterfall essentially, right? Super cold. I think I posted that video on my Instagram that one time when I jumped into the waterfall. Yeah, it was that hype. But we were super thirsty because we had brought waters and like granola bars and everything else. But we was super thirsty and super hungry. But we was walking back and we have no water. And so he was like, "Shoot, let's just get the water off the stream. I mean, off the rocks right there or whatever." And he's like, just make sure that don't stick your water bottle in the water, but just catch the water falling off of the rocks because once it's sitting in the pool, that's where all the bacteria and stuff sit at. But if you catch it off the rock, it's gonna be clean water. So did that. I looked at him like, boy, that's cleaner than the water we get in the stove. And I
exactly,
drank
bro.
it, and
It
I
naturally
drank it, and it
cleans
was
itself.
and I drank it, bro, and that was the best water I ever had. Not because I was thirsty, but it just tasted
Like
so
it just
clean.
hit different because it's really like refueling your body, getting all the natural resources back circulating in
Exactly.
there, bro. We missing a
Exactly.
lot of those natural resources. We be taking all these supplements and vitamins to get those minerals back, but really, it comes in natural spring water every day.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
We're not supposed to be purifying it, adding chlorine and all this other stuff to water
You
that we
know,
don't need.
it's
But
not even
yeah,
really
bro,
purified.
that's
It's not even really
crazy.
purified if you think about it. What is pure? What is pure about it? Nothing.
Dang,
They call it.
it's really unpurified if you think
That's,
about it.
nah, for real.
Dang, bro. Sheesh. Yeah, that's why I be adding like chlorophyll and little herbs and stuff to my water in the morning. That's the first thing I drink in the morning. I put some moringa leaf in there, ashwagandha, chlorella,
Oh, that boy on the
spirulina.
Dr. Sebi tip. Oh
Oh
man,
yeah. Then I
that boy
put
on
a
the
little
Dr. Sebi tip.
chlorophyll in there, and I put some pomegranate, like this little, a little bit, mix it all up and drink that in the morning, and it give me a lot of energy, like just to start the day off. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. If you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is drink some water with some herbs like that in it, you're gonna have a whole bunch of energy.
right.
You don't need a whole lot of extra stuff. If you
And
sit up there
I
and
don't
drink
even
some
be
water
feeling
early in the
hungry
morning.
no more after either. Like I don't even feel hungry, because like those herbs kind of like satisfy the hunger and like
Right.
suppress it until I get real hungry around lunchtime, around like 11 o'clock.
Where you usually
I
get that
eat a
from?
meal. You go on Organifi.com and get it, or you can go to like GNC or something to get the little chlorophyll run by GNC or Vitamin Supply one day, and they should have like the little tube. It comes like in a little tube with the little compression ball that
Oh, wait, you just
goes. Yeah.
squeeze in it like the droplets? Okay,
You just
for
put
sure.
one full drop in there, then you just mix your little herbs in there too. Get that.
I'm
Yeah.
taking notes. I'm taking
Oh
notes
yeah,
on that,
bro.
boy. I'm going to go get that.
You gotta do that.
Yeah.
That's a
Honestly.
must. But yeah, man, how y'all doing, man? We back at it with the Workman Podcast. Got your boy Elgin Woodside here and Christian Marshall. Elgin Woodside speaking right now. Feel my boy Christian on the left, man. Let's get it.
What it
But
do, what it do, what it do, what it do, people. We out here again, dropping the gems. We just here, doing what we do best, and it's
right,
jokes.
just
Just
jokes, and
jokes about what matters.
give y'all whatever we got in our heart, man, to the best of our ability. So yeah, today we just want to talk about collaboration versus competition. I feel like a lot of times in life we don't know when is the right time to, join forces with somebody else, or I guess share platforms or teams and, mergers and things of that nature. A lot of times, we all want to build our own platforms, which is a lot of value in that. But then there's times where we need to work with each other. Like right now, how me and Christian collaborating to uplift the whole community right now. Um, so it's just finding those ways to find balance between you doing your own thing and competing in the market, but also, using your relationships that you have with people that you know are great and using that to collaborate, make something even greater. So I'm gonna let Christian talk about it too.
And then like that, when you think about collaboration, right? I feel like speaking to that point right there, like it's everybody is focused on me, right? I mean that's good. You want to be able to build your foundation, you want to be able to build yourself up, but then you have to realize there comes a point where you, that there's a ceiling to where you can reach by yourself, right? And so you're gonna know when you hit that ceiling too. You know what I'm saying? It's going to stuff is gonna start looking a little bit different. Like initially when you start off a business, right? Or start off with anything, the momentum is strong, right? The momentum is strong. And then, you might have a little downside here because you face some obstacles or whatever, just trying to figure things out. And all of a sudden you build up that momentum again. And then once you actually get an understanding of what you're doing, that momentum continues to build. But then there's going to be a brick wall that you hit because stuff is going to start being constant, right? It's going to start being stagnant. So when things start seeming stagnant, that means there needs to be a shift in whatever it is that you're doing. So and one thing is, if you're starting to feel stagnation by yourself, that probably means that you need to go reach out to somebody or collaborate with somebody that can help you, elevate whatever it is, what I'm saying, to the next level. Just like right now, what we're doing, like you said, what me and you are doing, we are both building our own personal brands. We're individually working, right? And this is something that we love to do. We love to speak to people. We love to inspire people, love to motivate people. But being able to collaborate with each other, right? It makes it easier because now it's a dialogue between two individuals that are not only competitive, but they're willing to collaborate with each other and bounce ideas off of each other. And that's how you build relation. That's how you build your own brand as well as help somebody else build theirs. And then you build a relationship off of that. And that's a long lasting relationship. It's just lucky for us that the relationship that we had prior to this is what led to this. You know what I'm saying? But that was also because we understood that early on that a lot of stuff we're not going to be able to understand unless we get a different point of view or a different outlook, from our own perspectives. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And to hit on that, bro, I feel like a lot of times people don't know when is the right time to collaborate. Like you might have, everything you need, but you think that you're stagnant, but what you really are is just lazy. You feel me? You're not really putting in the work like you need to. You're just looking for somebody who can just pretty much put you on their shoulders and lift you up automatically just based on the strength that they have, instead of you, extracting all of your resources first and then taking those resources, putting them together with somebody else, and then being like, all right, like now let's extract these resources together and make it something greater. You like, dang, like look at what they got over there. Like, let me just go ahead and hop over there and see what I can get from them. And I feel like that's what translates into sports a lot of times. And congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning the championship. That was crazy watching that series and that comeback. Just all the heart that the Bucks had, bro. I don't know what happened, bro. I don't know what happened to the Suns. Chris Paul went MIA. Devin Booker was still shooting, but like he couldn't handle them Bucks. But they had too much heart.
Not by himself.
Too much heart, bro. And like teams like the Bucks is like a perfect example of collaborating with the resources that you have instead of looking for a bunch of external resources. They didn't really go into the offseason and like go pick up a whole bunch of superstar free agents. All they got was Drew Holiday. That was about the only person that they got, and they traded two people to get Drew Holiday. So it really was an even trade. So like they didn't like go spend a whole bunch of money to go grab KD or Kyrie Irving. It was like, nah, bro, we got Giannis. We got Chris Middleton. And that's what we sticking. And that's what we sticking
That's what we
with.
going with. That's what we riding with till the wheels
And
fall off.
Yeah, and you see how much they gelled together because they spent so much time together playing together, and they had respect for each other because they all were on the same mission, and they all knew that they had been doubted for so long, and they had something to prove. So yeah, it's just having that heart. I feel like that heart is the most important part, and knowing when it's time to look for something externally instead of maximizing what's already there internally.
And that's why I feel like Giannis really getting especially when he won, everybody like giving him mad respect and mad props. You see what I'm saying? Because he could have easily went somewhere where he knew like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with this team, like, and it's gonna be cakewalk because now I'm around individuals that's at the same, that's balling like me or whatever. But it was like, nah, like I'm here. This is the team that picked me up. He was grateful for the opportunity that was given to him to even be drafted by them. You know what I'm saying? And be able to play with them, right? To the point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna give my all to do, and I'm gonna give my all to this, right? I'm gonna give my all to this, and I'm gonna do everything I can with this. And I feel like, it translates to sports in that sense because of the fact that honestly, let's speak on Tuskegee, bro. Like our experience at Tuskegee, right? Like when we got there, it was not the best at all, field wise and all. You know what I'm saying? But we knew when we got there, we knew what our ability was, and we knew what we were trying to do on the field and off the field, and we wanted to lead that example of start that trend, start that wave, and start that mindset that was going to eventually transfer into the next into the future classes that was going to come into that program, right? And then all of a sudden, like we go from freshman year 2015, right? It was a big jump because freshman 2015 we won like what 6 games. 8 games, something like that.
It was rough, bro. It was rough.
It was super rough. But then the next year,
for sure.
It was definitely single digits. But then the next year, right? We said, look, next year we can't. We started as soon as the tournament ended. We said, look, we gonna change this, bro, because this is not what this is supposed to be, right? And then the next year we got a few more components, and then we ended up having what, a 500 season, or we had 24 wins that next season. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
The most in like 18, 19, 20 years.
And it was crazy because instead of us from our freshman year to our sophomore year going out of our way to go find some more people, we just trimmed the fat that was already there. Like if you notice, Coach didn't go out his way to go recruit a whole bunch of new faces. What he did was get rid of the things that was like anchoring us down. You feel me? Like a lot of people from that freshman year team did not make it to that sophomore year team, whether it was from their personal choices or from, just not performing or getting, putting the numbers up that we needed. So it was like, instead of you looking for what you can go gain, how about you go look at the things that you lacking on, the things that you wasting time on every day. You spending 30 minutes doing something that you don't need to be doing, cut that fat on that and apply that towards something productive. You feel me?
Right. And that's like, now let's break that down to the daily habits, right? Now we're talking about daily habits. And like, even me personally, I have my TV up in there and I have Netflix and everything, but bro, I don't watch TV because I make the personal choice, because everything I do is like, you had to think of everything that you can do easily, like watch TV, drink, whatever you do that, you kind of use to escape, play the game, whatever. I kind of think about it differently in a way where it's like, okay, what did I do today to deserve to do that? Like, did I earn the right to be able to just sit here and joust the game like all day? Did I sit here and earn the right to watch Netflix for an hour and a half, 2 hours, or binge watch a TV series?
Facts, bro.
Like, did I earn the right to go into Friday, Saturday, and go out to the bar, go out to eat and go drink or go spend money on a night out for real? Exactly. Did I really earn that? What did I do this week to earn that? So that's the mindset that you have to have. And that's going to cause you to, really focus on the things that you have, right? And like you said, trim that fat, like trim those bad habits, or trim those habits that's not productive and getting you closer to achieving those goals, on a daily, weekly, yearly basis. Because we all say we have goals. We all say we want to do this, that, and the third, but it's like, what are we doing to achieve that? And what are we doing to get towards that? You know, what sacrifices are you making? You know what I'm saying? To be able to achieve those things, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of times we lack that sacrifice piece, bro. I'm glad that you hit on that because we don't like to let things go. We just like to stack on top of it, and just like how we was talking about earlier off air, we kind of talked about like our digestive system. Instead of us taking, 8 hours out of the day to eat and give the other 16 hours for it to digest, we just constantly putting more stuff into this bad digestive system and it's getting built up, and then it can cause constipation, it can cause sickness, it can cause stomach ulcers and all these other things because you're not giving yourself a break to actually sit down and reflect on the things that you're supposed to be putting in your body and things that you're supposed to be putting into your life, bro. Your mind is a digestive system. You gotta cleanse that thing out every once in a while. Your habits are a digestive system. You gotta be very concise and very simplistic and straightforward on your daily habits. That way you can get the outcome that you deserve. You can't do one good thing one day and then throw some junk habits in there, and then now your whole mindset is messed up again. You feel me?
Right. And that's why I like to think about, watching ET. He was like, I grind 6 days of the week. So on that 7th day, if I feel like I want to go get me a cheeseburger or something, I'll get that. I deserve that day. But did you do what you need to deserve that? And now let's get biblical. God created the world in 6 days. He took 6 days to create this earth and this world that we have right now. But on the 7th day, he was like, I'm good. I did what I had to do. I earned the day off. So
Exactly.
it's like if you're not operating like that,
He didn't
then
he did not take rest days in between.
he didn't. It was always he's working on something every single day, whether it was creating man, whether it was creating the mountains, nature, whether it was creating the animals, whether it was creating the sun, the sky, and the moon, nighttime, all that. He didn't take a break. So it's like if he didn't take a break and he the overseer, why do you think you need to take a break? Right? If you got other people willing to work 6 days out the week towards the goals and towards everything else towards everything that they have and they want, why do you think that you deserve it because you work 3 days out of the 7 days? Because you just did something out of those 7 days? You know what I'm saying?
All
Like
right,
even
but
if it
like
don't have to be
I'm gonna
anything
play
crazy.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So like they might have some people listening. It's like, yeah, all that sound good, but then what about burnout and overworking yourself? And what if your body really just feels tired and
Mm-hmm.
you just listening to your feelings and how you feel and stuff like that. So like, what would you say to somebody who's actually like concerned about burnout and overworking and things of that nature? I feel like that's like the culture now. Like a lot of people are like very into mental health, which is a great thing because for instance Simone Biles, she dropped out of the Olympics because just her mental health. She felt like
Mm-hmm.
she had the weight of the world on her, and the same thing with Naomi Osaka. She had
Right.
took a break from tennis and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people are seeing these things and they thinking, all right, so it's okay for me to just take a step back and take a break. But then where is the line between us quitting on what we're doing and us being not lazy, but like not pushing ourselves to our maximum limits, and us, caring about our mental health? Like where's that line?
And that's where self-reflection comes in, right? That's why I say you have to ask yourself, what have I really done and what have I really gone through to deserve this break? You got to look at these stories, right? Like Simone Biles, she was dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Like she was not only like everything she was going with, she was dealing in the Olympics. She performed with broken toes. You see what I'm saying? She performed with broken toes. She was dealing with, battling, the issues with the Olympic organization, and those trainers and those administrators or whatever that was basically hiding those facts about or protecting those individuals that she was essentially assaulted by, you know, like so like and but so she had that as a mental, as a mental attack on, as a mental attack, right? So it's like, but even though she was dealing with those things, look at all what she accomplished. So even her, she persevered through those different things. So she deserved that break. So that's where the self-reflection comes in, right? It's like,
okay.
where's so you have to be able to reflect on the things that you've done and say, okay, what have I really gone through and what have I really done up to this point where I deserve a break? And some people's limits are different to others. So don't expect your limit to be the same as anybody else's. Just because somebody else is able to, grind it out 6 out of the 7 days doesn't mean that your 4 out of the 7 days wasn't hard. You might have had a hard ass 4 days. It's the quality, not the quantity as well. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be an understanding of what your limits are, but you can't quit before you test those limits. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think that's it, bro. You hit everything perfectly. I think it's, did you deserve it? What have you been through? What have you accomplished up to this point to make you feel like you deserve to take a break or, stop for a minute? And also, that second point you made, damn, what you said. Yo, you hit it perfect too. What you said? What was the second point, bro? You said
I'm trying to remember because it just came out like that. It was
perfect. I know, bro. It was so perfect. That's why I was trying to hurry up and reiterate.
Don't worry, we're gonna go back and replay it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and replay. But nah, bro, like really rewarding yourself when you feel like you deserved it. I think that's the key. Because it was whenever you say like you have a plan, and as long as you execute on the entire plan, then it's like, okay, now it's time to take a break. You can't stop midway through the plan, basically.
Right.
As long as you had said, as long as like your 4 days was hard enough to cover like the whole 7 that you had planned, if you knocked out everything that you had planned for them 7 days and then 4 days, then yeah, you can go ahead and push through that. But
right.
A lot of people try to stop on that 4th day, but you still got the other 3 days worth of work to do. So you ain't really maximized that. You ain't really pushed that limit. You ain't never maximized that full potential. You feel me?
And right, let's clarify something as well. Recovery is key, right? And so just because let's identify work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just because now working isn't just grinding it out, all like till you burn out. You see what I'm saying? Like everything is work. Everything from your mental, like everything from your mental state to your spiritual state, that's work. So some days, like even me, I have days where, it's like I have to really assess myself. And it's like, if I am feeling off, it's like, okay, what's going on with me mentally? What's going on with me spiritually? Because that might take more precedence than what's going on physically, what I need to accomplish physically. Because there's days where I say I'm going to work out 3 days a week, but I have so much other stuff going on mentally where it's like, okay, maybe I need to reassess myself and realign myself mentally and spiritually before I get back in that gym. Because at the end of the day, you're going to know when you can get in the gym and you're going to just burn out. Like for instance, when my junior year, right? My junior college, we were in the weight room. We had an evening weights that night, right? Mm-hmm. We had evening weights. I had went to class that morning. I think we had a morning practice that day. Then I went to class, did everything, but I didn't eat a whole lot. Right. And that's why I messed up at. So I didn't eat a whole lot, but I was grinding. I'm like, okay, I'm going to grind it out. Boom. Get to evening weights by 5, 6 o'clock. I make it through weights. I mean, I'll walk out the door. I get to Joe's truck and I fall out. I pass out. Literally, I passed out. And I had to get carried. Onto the truck. And had to go to the CVS to get some Pedialyte to refill my electrolytes because I was passed out I was burned out, literally. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it's like they have to get an understanding of like, what the grind really is, because some things take more precedence than others. You don't have to think that the physical grind is like, just because you working don't mean that you're accomplishing anything for real.
Yeah, just because you moving don't mean that you moving forward.
Right.
Just because you're active don't mean that you actively working towards something. You could be busy and not actually be getting nothing done at all, bro. And I feel like we need to get to the point where we are okay with touching that, that surface of where we, get to the breaking point. Because you remember that time that we had practice that day, but we had studied in Foster like that whole night before for a test, and we didn't even sleep. And then we went to
Yeah, I remember that.
practice, and I passed out at practice.
I remember that.
Passed out. You feel me? And I had to go get some water. I had to take a step back, but like I feel like that really showed me what my breaking point was, and that kind of told me, all right, now before I get to that point, like I'm gonna stop here now. But like as long as you don't know where that where that ceiling is in your subconscious, you're never gonna push yourself to right at the breaking point. So like it's okay to get to that breaking point and then settle back down and then get back to the breaking point. But if you don't know where that breaking point is, you might settle down halfway instead of getting all the way to about 95%. You feel me?
Right.
And then settling down. So
You
it's
gotta
just
test
finding
your
that ceiling.
limits.
Yeah, finding that ceiling, bro.
Yeah. So if you've never really pushed those limits, like that's why I said that's where the self-assessment comes in. Assessing yourself is key, in your daily actions. So if you can think back on everything that you go through or everything that you've done, and you realize like as far as your goals or the things that you've accomplished, like whether it be in the day or throughout the week, and you don't test that limit, you know what I'm saying? Then that means you probably need to push a little bit harder. Like honestly, like you need to push
Facts.
yourself a little bit harder.
Oh,
Like
God.
in whatever that you're doing. Like it don't have to be working out. It don't have to be, but it's like whatever it is, like you have to push yourself to that limit. Cause honestly, I feel like even though when I feel burned out, I know what I'm gonna feel when I feel burned out. But at the end of the day, like if I come home and I'm dead tired, I know like I did something today. For real, whether it was from a mental standpoint or whether it's from a physical standpoint. You see what I'm saying? As long as you can test those waters and test those limits, like you'll never really know like what your true potential really is. And then once you hit that ceiling, you're gonna see what that ceiling is, and you're gonna strive to raise that ceiling. You're not gonna want to keep that ceiling the same. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it's
Exactly. It's
about.
kind of like catching a second wind. Like you might be running a marathon or running a race, and it's like you get right to that point where you want to quit so bad, and like you got that little voice in your head. It's like just stop, just slow down, go catch your breath. But like if you can break past that little barrier right there, that little voice talking to you, you'll get a second wind, and like you just boom, and like it's like you start sprinting again at one point, and then you start slowing down again, and it's like, all right, here come that voice again. Like, yeah, I know you tired. I know you tired. But if you can catch your breath, keep moving. Don't stop. Just keep moving. You might have to jog a little bit slower, but as long as you keep moving, your body gonna be like, dang, like he not quitting. And then your mind gonna be like, yeah, he not quitting. Like we might as well get in the third gear. Boom. Now you boom, striding again. But it's like as long as we don't test that and keep breaking through them, and we get scared of them every time we feel that little resistance, bro, we ain't never gonna catch that second win, bro.
And I'm pretty sure, like, when it comes to like, that's the difference between being a winner and a champion. So when you think about Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, there's probably a whole lot of stuff that they had to push through as a collective to get to that point. And they would never known that if they would not have collaborated and dealt with what they had to. What's the point in like going a couple like a season or two and then saying, oh, we didn't get here. Oh, let's go grab some more people. Whereas like, did we really achieve our full potential with what we have right here? Because you're gonna know where that cap is out. You're gonna know when you're gonna know when the ceiling is there for real, with the pieces that you have. But until you reach that, until you test that, you know what I'm saying, then you'll never really know. And it just so happened when they decided to push and come into this season and take over, you know what I'm saying, and push through all that, all this adversity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Come on, bro. Like think about how much like mental fortitude it took to come back and win 4 games straight. That's 4 games, bro. That's 4 games, and then
That's crazy.
Giannis
They
dropped,
pretty much was about to get swept and turn around and swept the other team.
Giannis dropped 50. 50.
That's beast mode. That's a
So he
different, and they imagine how they felt when they was down 2-0. They had to feel like they was at that
that
wall,
they
bro.
exactly.
They had to feel like they was at that mental wall. Like how many people feeding them BS? Like how many teams done came back from the 2-0 lead? The Suns got this roster, got this kind of stats. They got Devin Booker, Chris Paul, so experienced, great leadership, young team, and they hearing all this. I know they hearing it. Fans yelling at them, y'all trash, y'all not a playoff team, y'all not this, y'all not that. And it's like they taking all of that in, But instead of them looking externally, they turn inward into they self. But I ain't hear nothing from nobody on that team during that finals, bro. They went mute, bro, and they went internally in that team, and it was like, hey, bro, we at that wall, and we know what we set out to do because we already done been to the Eastern Conference Championship, the Eastern semifinals, and we done lost. We had the best record in the league last year and still lost. Bro, we about to turn this around right now. This is our time, bro. And they found a way, and I gotta respect that, bro. I don't even like the Bucks, but I gotta respect it.
You got to.
I got to.
You gotta respect it, bro. You gotta respect anybody or any group of people that really push the past, like I said, push past that limit and turn that thing around like that, bro. Like it's not many people that can really sit there and do it because think about it, most people that actually get to that point would have just folded.
Bro,
folded like a piece of paper.
Crazy because I love KD as a player, bro. I love KD. I think he's probably the most skilled, talented player in the league. But to me, bro, it's just that heart not there, bro. When it's on the line, it's like, yeah, he won that championship with Golden State, but like we said, the Thunder went to the championship as well when they had KD and Russell Westbrook. That's really all you need to win a championship. He went to the championship and still left the team. Still left the team to go against the team that they lost to. So it's like, I can never look at somebody the same after that. That's like me and you getting in a fight with somebody, and then the persons who beat us up, I'd be like, all right, I'm not messing with you no more. I'm about to go hang with the dudes who beat us up.
Right. That's not even. I would never.
And then come back and beat you up.
Right. And then come back with them and then beat me up again. Right. Right. That, you know how crazy that sound, bro.
When you really put it like that,
that sounds so crazy, bro.
And I feel like that's why, like, I can't respect KD. I can appreciate his skill and his talent, but I can never respect the championships that he puts up because all of them have come off the grips of somebody else. The Warriors had already won. Why are you blaming? I don't get it, bro. And it's like, I feel like that's the culture that we in now. If we can't beat them, we're gonna become them. And like, that's such a toxic thing to put into the minds of people. Like, if you can't beat what's wrong or like the thing that's defeating you, just give into it and become it. Instead of knowing what's right and you knowing what's morally correct and sticking to your principles of life, you're gonna go ahead and put your values aside just so you can get the accolade that really doesn't have any value anymore, because the value that was about to be in it, you took the value out with your values. Because the only reason why the championship has value is because your values are in it. You feel me?
Right. So it's like, you really if anybody going through anything, I always like to say, like, if you're going through something, if you're going through anything, like, let's like move away from sports or whatever for right now. Like, if you're going through anything, whether it be financially, whether it be relationship wise, whether it be spiritually, whatever, just know that that is a brick wall that you're hitting, right? That is a brick wall that you're hitting. Now, there's different ways to get through. You can either bust through the brick wall, you can either go up over the brick wall, or you can go around the brick wall. Like, but there's ways to move forward, is what I'm saying, right? So if you're in that place or you're dealing with something, don't think that because of what you're dealing with is what you have to become, and that has to be your circumstance, right? That never has to be your circumstance. Speaking from experience, and you can attest to this too, that does not have to be your circumstance.
Don't. Not at all.
Because there's been plenty of times where you can let all these different things, all these outside factors affect you, and you can let all these different people influence you. But it's like, what do you stand on, right? Mm-hmm. What do you believe in? And if you don't believe in yourself, who will? How you going? If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect somebody else to believe in you?
Yep, that's it, bro. And
that's where it starts.
A lot of times we see that brick wall or that failure or that loss as we doing the wrong thing. We not following the right path, and that's what deters us. The fear of continuously losing or continuously not getting that accomplishment that we setting out to get, and that takes us off the path. But we're not seeing it as a hurdle or obstacle that we have to get over. We see that as a brick wall that we can't even find a way around. So we gonna go to a whole nother path, which is the pathway to. It might be easy, but the only thing that adds the value to the path is you getting through the brick wall. If there's no brick wall, anybody can walk down a straight sidewalk and it'd be easy. But the man who can get through that brick wall and gain that strength and those lessons that he can give back and, hold that in his spirit for the rest of his life, bro. Think about that, bro. Like, you can't, like, I don't care what nobody say. You can't sleep at night knowing that you went and hopped on a team that already won the championship and you won the championship. You cannot sleep at night and say that you're the reason why they won. You can't go to sleep at night and be like, I really built that. Like,
right.
You feel me? It's okay to collaborate at a certain point, get pieces here and there, but you pretty much copy and pasted, bro. You didn't put no work into that. You went there, copy and pasted it, and then you plagiarized, bro. I'm sorry.
That's the person that you work with on those projects in school that come in and just come up for the attendance and they don't put no work in, but then won't still get the grade for it.
Oh God.
It don't work like that, big homie. It don't work like that.
Or that person who missed class the day that it was time to assign groups, and they see this group almost done the project, and they're like, I'm gonna join that group.
Right, because they see they almost done. They putting the work in.
Right. All I gotta do is sign my name on that group. They already done the work. All I gotta do is put my name on it. We good.
And man, I was watching this little video, Nipsey, R.I.P. to Nipsey, man. He was like, he's like, I'm not different from nobody else. The only difference between me and other people is I ain't stopped. I ain't quit.
Exactly.
So remember, like, whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, like, you're not different from any other person. You, like, as you know, especially as a man, everybody bleeds the same. We all human, right? I put my pants leg on one leg at a time, just like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference between you and somebody that's successful right now is that they didn't quit. They didn't stop. Don't ever think that somebody that's been successful or seeing success didn't have any failures, that didn't have any downfalls, that didn't have anything that they didn't go through. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't ever think that, because that you never know what those people had to get through to get to the point where they at right now.
Exactly.
So don't ever think that you can't get to where you want to be. If don't ever think that you can't get to where you want to be. You just can't quit. You just can't stop.
And the reason why you can't stop is because it's your identity now. It's no longer just something that you do. You actually identify with the things that you participate in. A lot of people, they might go join a group to go participate in something, but that's not their identity because it didn't start with the root of them. It's just something that you latched onto. You feel me? That's why I feel like a lot of people have respect for Nipsey, because he was able to start, his music and clothing brand from him. It came from him. Like, it literally came from his heart. A lot of people can go sign on to deals with these big corporations and latch on to their culture, and they can go sign deals to do collaborations on shoes, but it will never hit the same because it never rooted from their soul and their spirit. So they can latch on to it, but they can't identify with it because it wasn't their identity that started it.
And that's why you got to always remember to stay true to yourself at the end of the day. You always have to, because at the end of the day, it's just you. It's just you. That's all you got is you. And like I said, if you don't believe in yourself, like nobody else will, you can't expect that. You know what I mean? So it's like when you hit these obstacles and you want to get to these goals, you just got to remember to push through, right? You got to remember to always, stay 10 toes with everything that you do, because eventually, the people don't realize that breakthrough usually comes when everything is in chaos, when everything feels like it's just like down on the down spiral, or you feel like everything is just weighing too heavy. That's when the breakthrough really comes. But guess what? In order to reach that, in order to break through, right? You can't quit. You can't stop. Right. You know, you ever seen one of those memes where you see the picture of two people digging on one side, or digging a hole, and then one person is digging the hole,
like on
and
Instagram
then they
and
walk
stuff.
away. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like they digging a hole or whatever, and they stop just short of where all the diamonds and the gold
and the
is
other
at.
person just kept
going because they didn't have nothing else but faith. You feel me? To keep digging. So you usually got to keep digging. At the end of the day, you're gonna find your gold. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, everybody's timing is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has those gems. Everybody has their jewels that they can reach and achieve. But because, everybody's unique and everybody's different, it's going to come at different times. It's going to come in different moments. You have to learn certain things. You're different from the next person. So you have to realize that these things that are happening, are specifically tailor-made for you and your experience. Like, our experiences are two different experiences. You see what I'm saying? And the level of success that we will see, right, is going to be different at different times. But I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna be successful because I know at the end of the day, I believe in myself. And I just believe in, like, I'm going through what I need to go through to get to where I need to be and achieve those things that I want to achieve. You see what I'm saying? So I'm never worried about time because God's timing is always divine. It's always right on time. You see what I'm saying? It's never when you want it to be, but it's always right on time. So you just have to really believe in that. You feel what I'm saying? And you can, at the same token of time, if these things not coming, just because these things not coming when you want them to, you have to realize that you have to worry. You can't worry about tomorrow. You got to worry about today. You feel what I'm saying? Mark 6:34 says, worry about today, because tomorrow has its own worries and its own troubles of its own. That's that. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what that scripture says, right? So the book of life is really telling you, like, bruh, like, all you got is today. You can't worry about tomorrow. What you worry? Like, you don't even know what's coming. You don't even know what's coming today for real. You haven't even reached the end of the day. You haven't even made it back home to your crib to go to sleep. So you don't know what's about to happen before you get in the house. You see what I'm saying? Or before you go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? So just know that the timing is always, but know that the timing is always going to happen. It happens for everybody in different moments. But as long as you stay faithful and you continue to grind and you continue to always love yourself first, right? And continue to put one foot in front of the other each and every day, you're going to get to where you need to go. You just have to wait on it. You feel me?
Yeah, bro. I'm just processing everything you said, bro, because that was some heat. Yeah. You just came with it. Yeah, I don't even want to overload them with too much. Like, I think we need to go ahead and just let that be that.
Sign off with that one.
Yeah, bro. We got so much more on the list, but we kind of went off script a lot, but it was well needed, and like it was really God speaking through us. So it was beautiful, bro. But go ahead and hit them folks with the tip of the week, man.
All right, tip of the week. The tip of the week is from the book Think and Grow Rich. This is a very good book. Within the first 5 pages, you're gonna get something out of it, for real. Like, for real, legit. Like, and you've read it, you've read it, bro. Like, it dropped.
First page, it's gonna be gems.
You know it's gonna be gems being dropped, bro. So, tip of the week, from Think and Grow Rich. Perfection comes from practice, not reading instructions. Perfection comes from practice, not reading instructions. So, an example, right? An example is you everybody.
You about to hurt some people's feelings with that one.
Like, think about this today, right now. Think about COVID, right? Everybody locked in their house. All of a sudden, everybody want to start a business. Everybody said, forget a job, I want to start a business, I want to do whatever. Now you got everybody. Now you got all these ebooks about how to do certain things, right? Everybody making these ebooks and stuff like that. And not gonna lie, a lot of it is knowledge. If you know how to sift through the BS, you can find some good knowledge from certain people, right? But just know that your perfection, right? That goal that you want to achieve, those millions that you want to make, that financial freedom that you want to achieve, it's not going to come from you just reading that document. It's not going to come from just you like, okay, if I read this, I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, nah, bro, you got to go put this into practice. Like, you're not going to be able to just read this and think that.
You got to be joke, bro.
Because
that's really how it be. That's really how it be, bro.
Really is.
And like it's so hard to find a person who's willing to actually. Dang, I got my alarm going on. That's the timer for the video. But yeah, it's hard to find a person who's actually able to intake the information and apply it, bro. Everybody loves to consume. We on Instagram, we see pictures, we like them, we repost them, we love them, we save them, we go back and rewatch them, bro. But when it's actually time to sit down and apply that, we don't even know where to start, bro. And I feel like that's what we here for, bro. We here to show you how to go from that information stage and actually start applying it through little habits in your life, through the small wins, the small stuff. Like actually start doing these things, bro. Because we can get caught up in the information. You can go on YouTube and learn how to do anything. You can sit down and learn how to do anything.
You can learn how to build a car on YouTube.
Yeah, you can learn how to build a house on YouTube. But you gotta sit down and do it. That's the thing.
And honestly, like this is another little gem, bro. Like just thinking about it, like it's another little gem. You know, and by all means, what he's saying is true. Like we here to do that, but don't think that because we're spitting this knowledge like that, we just like we're not like we're perfect or we're you know, there are some things that we're still doing. We still building. We're still applying the knowledge, or we're trying to consistently apply the knowledge that we're still learning. We gotta be mindful. We still young as hell. But we know that there's a certain mindset that has to be involved in this process called life in order to achieve the things that we want to achieve. So it's like when we're talking about applying things, right? There's a saying that, you know, knowledge is power, but that's not true. Applied knowledge is power. You can't just say knowledge is power. Like, yeah, knowledge is powerful, but if you don't do anything with it, what is the power in that? There's no power in it unless you apply the knowledge that you receive.
There's no power in unapplied knowledge, because only you know it. I can know that you know something by how you apply it. You can know everything that's going on in the world. You can know about how many stars they got in space, but if you never apply that to anything, nobody ever know that you know it, and you will never reap the benefits of knowing it because you haven't applied to actually put it in a system to reap the benefits of it. You feel me? We can know how to start a YouTube or a podcast, but if we never sit down and actually do the podcast, it's non-existent. We can know the exact Instagram strategy on how to post a clip on Instagram, but if we don't take the time to actually sit down and post the clip or start the Instagram, then all that knowledge you got is worthless, bro.
Exactly. And we just gonna leave it off at that, man. Honestly, bro. Like that's the gems we dropping for the day. Hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. You know, this is what our 5th episode now.
Yeah, like I think this is 4 or 5. It don't even matter, bro. It
don't even matter. We just gonna keep making these things.
I don't even want to call them episodes because it really ain't no limit on this. It's just
it's limitless. You feel me? It's really limitless. We're really gonna keep doing this till the wheels fall off.
Exactly. So
now I'm speaking into this because you're really gonna see us pulling up in the studio up in here on the video with it at one of these days. You feel what I'm saying?
Crazy, bro.
Because it's gonna see the evolution.
That's gonna be crazy.
But for all those tuned in and all those listening and all those that continue to rock with me and Elle on this thing, we appreciate y'all. We ask that y'all continue to spread the word, spread the love, spread the joy. You know, because that's all we here to do. That's all that God put us on this earth to do is to spread that love, spread that joy, and spread that knowledge. You know, if you're not uplifting the person next to you, then what are you really doing? You know, that's what we're put on this earth to do. So my advice to everybody out there right now, as you're trying to lift yourself up, right, and as you continue to grow, try to help somebody else up because you never know what they're going through. Try to uplift somebody else because you never know what they got to deal with as well. And the thing that you're learning may be the thing that helps them get up out their trench. You see what I'm saying? So yes. Peace, love, and everything. Peace, love, and joy. Y'all stay humble. Y'all stay great. Y'all stay blessed. And we're going to holler at y'all. We're going to be out.
Yeah, peace, man.